violence, action, bloodline, father, son. These are the themes of this hidden gem comic I'm about to give you guys to eat today. This is Arcade King. Welcome back to my channel, where we talk about comic books and stuff, and this is a hidden gem. We're going back to our roots. Alright, now let's get into it, because this story takes some time to cook. Nah, I'm just kidding you. It starts out with the battle right off the bat. Remember, I said father and sons, and we start off with two sons observing their father kick massive ass. The eldest son, Joe, loves violence. He loves the rush of combat, while his brother, he appreciates it but doesn't glorify it. He loves his brother, but his father, that's another story. Either ways, they were both sons of a hero. And one day, the hero all of a sudden calls a press conference and retires. The world was broken. Years later, on an island, this hero is worshipped. Everywhere you look, people remember him fondly. But our story takes place in a little arcade with a boy with a head shaped like a dragon fruit. This boy had mastered a game and was using this game to raise funds to fix something. He accepted all challenges, big or small. He was friendly, but he was still a G, you feel me? So yes, that meant no turning down competition. He heads for it, straight up. But everything is cool when you know you could win. Let's take a step back, because he didn't just start playing arcade games. A few days ago, he came to the city trying to lay low until he saw a kid being bullied by some jerks. They beat him down, but they didn't just beat him, they took his stuff. Now, you would think they were trying to sell it, make money, but nah, they just wanted to see how it breaks, and they smashed it in front of it, laughing like sickos. But our boy came from the shadows and knocked one out clean, and everybody was shocked because the size difference was ridiculous. All he said was, "I don't like bullies," and the bullies didn't like him. But he doesn't duck smoke, he runs towards it, and he laid them out easy. Even with their superior numbers, they were still no match for him. He was that good a fighter. With the spinning kick, he ended the fight, but he was still sad he couldn't fix the guy's joystick. So he found out where he worked, and he decided to crash with him for a while, earning money while playing the game so they could replace his joystick. You get the story? Now you're all caught up. So back to the game. He finished beating this guy in this game, celebrating his new victory, but this guy was a sore loser. He called him out for not having a job and just being here playing game. Homie was a certified crash out, but someone interrupted his crash out. This person had a bot. Now, our MC seeing this just assumed, okay, this was another challenger who just wants to play game and earn money. But this person just flashed his watch. As soon as he saw the watch, he lost his cool. "Yeah, I'm not going with you. Tell the old man to leave me alone." This is when we get the reveal that this is Joe. He looks different, but this is Joe. Sadly for him, Shorty wanted him to say no. Shorty wanted the battle. Pulling out her joystick, Joe thought she wanted to battle with his console, but she said, "Nah, I'm here for the real thing." 2 taps and a twist of the joystick, her robot flew into action, knocking Joe with so much strength he went flying out of the arcade. Now, usually this will hurt, but this was a robot. He couldn't help but be impressed. Sadly for him, he was mid-battle. The robot clocked him in his jaw, drawing blood. This ain't no joke. Focus. Even spectators were watching this play out and were like, "Damn, that looked like it hurt." Joe, trying to save face, decided to reply with a punch. But that shit don't work, especially when this robot is being controlled by a joystick. Quickly grabbing a hold of Joe's leg, he flung him to the ground hard, but he wasn't done. He clocked his hand back like a shotgun and bounced him like a basketball. Joe was getting his ass beat, and Shorty was loving this, asking him to fight. "Come on, is this all you got? You stepped away from your great future for this?" While still beating him down with her robot, she was destroying Joe. But Joe had friends here, because someone was watching her and her controls. So he called out to Joe, telling him the exact move that was coming up. Thankfully, Joe was quick on the uptake, because he proceeds to block the attack. And like an absolute badass, he charged up a punch, and he let that shit rip, ripping an arm off a robot. This is when we realized that Joe ain't no normal kid. Nah, I guess looking like that was for a reason, because he is strong. He is anime strong. This fight was over, or at least it was supposed to be, but Shorty doesn't like to lose. She brought her robot back, and she was about to plant him into the ground with one punch, but Joe blocked it. Remembering his teaching and everything he's been through, he was not weak. He had to stop fighting like he was. In a brief moment, we see a demon in him. Something was unleashed, and he was gone. So fast, even the robot couldn't follow his movement. In a split nanosecond, he was punching, delivering blows on blows and blows, but nobody could follow him. Even the spectators were confused, because all they saw was him striking a pose. Shorty was shocked, but he just smiled because he knew, yeah, I'm the shit, as the robot blew up behind him. Joe had won this battle, so Shorty had to dip because she knew she was going to get beat down next. Thankfully, she left at the right time because Joe had taken a beating. He needed to rest. He was strong, yes. He could do a lot of damage, most definitely, but he wasn't invincible. So he took a few days off, and when he came to, he had enough money to replace the joystick the bullies broke. But now he had to leave because the people that were tracking him down had apparently tracked him down to this arcade, so he had to move. He didn't want to put his new friends in danger, allowing them to keep the robot for their own protection. Everyone came out to see him go because at the end of the day, he was a local hero, literally. And so, just like that, he was gone, but not forgotten, because more things were to come, especially because the bad guys had something planned for him and his future. Remember Shorty from earlier? Yeah, she reported to someone. This individual was cloaked in darkness, but he soon revealed to be Joe's estranged father. Now decrepit and weak, he screamed, "How could you lose him? Weak, pathetic. Leave my presence now." Clearly disappointed at his minions' failed results, he was still impressed that his son still had the moves. His son was still dangerous. So he needs a better tracker, someone strong enough to bring him in. He picks Minerva, his second in command, and a very strong combatant by the looks of it, with a simple mission because they knew where Joe was going. He was going to look for his brother, so you were supposed to find him first, use his brother, and bring Joe back to me. Do not fail me, Minerva. And she took off to fulfill her mission. So the story begins. Joe, now clearly different, maybe mutated, is on a journey to find his long-lost brother, and he's being hunted for one who he used to call father. Sit back, relax, and let's get into this story every day till I'm done. This is the Arcade King. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the family because I promise you it's going to get more fun from here.